All right, so today is a massive podcast. I'm only recording a couple of times this week, so we're just going to kind of pile it all in because of Thanksgiving and everything else, but we have a lot to get to, and we're going to start with UFC 255. Now, the two fights we want to talk about today are Valentina Shevchenko, Jennifer Maia, and Davison Figueiredo and Alex Perez. I would talk more about the Mike Perry-Tim Means fight, but I was unfortunately wrong about that fight. Mike Perry takes the loss to Tim Means. Tim Means, the dirty bird, just pieced him up. Like I said, he was the better boxer, and Mike Perry just couldn't put it together. I mean, we all know that Mike Perry is a character, but I do think he needs a camp. I think he needs to be in there in the gym with some real fighters and working on his craft. That's what I would say. But anyway, all right, let's talk about the co-main event from the UFC 255 pay-per-view this weekend. Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko and Jennifer Maia. What do we think here? Listen, Valentina Shevchenko is so dominant that we watch a fight with her and Jennifer Maia, and she loses one round, and she loses that round pretty decisively, but that's really all she lost. And we look at it and we're like, oh, is Valentina, she's going to get beat? Oh my God. We kind of over-exaggerate a little bit as to what was happening in that fight. Now listen, Jennifer Maia, tough competitor, man. And, surprisingly was able to kind of hold Valentina in position there in that second round. And while she didn't do a lot of work on top, she wasn't really making Valentina pay for being on the bottom and being in that position where she couldn't really get up. She did hold the champion down for about 4 minutes in the second round. So you have to give Jennifer Maia credit for that. And, the ability to not only be on the feet with Valentina, but not get put away, right? She was catching Valentina with some things, but for the most part, Valentina was sharp again. I mean, she was sharp on the feet. The takedowns were nasty, explosive. If I had to describe one thing that makes Valentina Shevchenko better than everybody else, at 125 especially, and possibly, I mean, listen, she could be the best outside of Amanda Nunes in the world right now. Because I can't give up Valentina being the best in the world when she's lost twice to Amanda Nunes. I can't do that. But what I can say is that outside of Amanda Nunes, and I would love to see that third fight. I would love to see it because I think Valentina did far better in that second fight than people give credit for. And in my opinion, I thought she won the fight. That's just me. The things I love about Valentina, she's highly explosive, and to pair with that, she doesn't waste movement. She is so technical. And her guard passes, which she was a kickboxer coming into this sport, and now she is one of the better grapplers in this sport. The ability to take people down, pass guard, get in advantageous positions, and work from there. She was doing some work there on the ground against Jennifer, but most of the damage came on the feet. And we know she's, like I said, one of the best kickboxers in the world in women's MMA. The lead hand uppercut with the left hand behind it, right hook out of the break. That was landing over and over, even though Jennifer, she was countering off that left hand because Valentina loves to kind of throw her head down as she throws that left hand. But Valentina looked sharp. The spinning back kicks there. Everything was there. Yes, the second round didn't go her way. And I saw somebody put a $12,000 bet on Valentina to win $600. That fool was sweating. But no, she got it done, man. A 5-round decision. I thought this would be a later round stoppage from Valentina, but she just could not get the stoppage on Jennifer Maia. If anybody's stock went up, yes, Valentina's stock goes up with every win, but Jennifer Maia, her stock went up. Valentina, again, she looks sharp. Where does she go from here? What do we do with Valentina now, right? Because she's basically cleaning out 125. I have said I think the Amanda Nunes trilogy makes sense. I think that fight makes sense, but I didn't take into account what Dana said after the fight, and that Jessica Andrade is there at 125, and she just put down Caitlin Chugagian, who got a nice win on this card. That fight could make some sense. Listen, Andrade throws bombs, heavy, and she's hard to grapple with. She's hard to take down. So that's an interesting fight. I think Valentina would still win that fight. I think the striking ability is she's far more technical than Jessica Andrade. And we've seen technical strikers give Jessica Andrade problems. Joanna Jędrzejczyk pieced her up. Rose Namajunas, before she got slammed on her head, and even in the second fight, pieced her up. But I do think that Valentina will win that fight if they make it, and I think they will. I think Dana wants to make that fight at 125. But having, if we're going to do the MMA math thing where she wins that fight and then moves on to the next one, I really want to see the Amanda Nunes trilogy. I think it's the biggest fight they can make right now for Amanda Nunes or Valentina Shevchenko or women's MMA is that fight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Valentina looks good again. Jennifer Maia, stock goes up in my book. Listen, there's no moral victories in MMA, and I get that. But Jennifer Maia did not win this fight, but she certainly didn't lose. Valentina Shevchenko just had another bullet in the chamber. Your 125 champion, and still Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko.